right, so here is another weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Thank you for everybody that served and gave the ultimate for our country on that. So very much appreciative on this Memorial Day. As promised, this is going to be kind of a quick video. I'm just going to go over some of the equipment that I have. So as you can see here, we've got my bee suit. I've got some gloves. I'll probably go grab my smoker here in a minute and get that out and just kind of go over some of that information. All right, so here you can also see this is the smoker. This is kind of an important little tool. A lot of people just think, oh, it just keeps the bees calm. Kind of, but there's a specific reason behind that. So the smoke that you're using is actually, it helps the bees from sharing all their pheromones with each other. So if you got a bee that's, you know, one of the guard bees that's ready to attack or something, that's why you smoke the front of your hive first before you start opening everything up. Some of the materials that I've got here, just really all just as much organic stuff as I can get, just undyed tissue paper. I've got some food grade, this is burlap. These are just some little like fuel starters that you've got, and you can see I kind of even have like a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it or not, some little bitty pine cones still left over in there. So the idea is that you want your smoker to be producing smoke, not heat. So the whole idea behind it is really honestly to make more smoke, because the smoke is what's going to mask the bee pheromones from getting everybody riled up or, you know, wanting everybody to kind of swarm you. So that's kind of the reason that we do this. So the reason I'm probably going to be taking this out with me today is just because, one, I will need to be in the hive a little bit longer. It's warmer, so that means the bees will be very active, so they'll be bouncing around me, and that's fine. Got some lightweight gloves just so I have a little bit more dexterity. So far I've had luck with these. Have not been stung yet, knock on wood. But anyway, so we're going to get into probably the most important thing with the equipment that I've got, and that is my suit. So this suit actually has what's called a veil on it. So the part, this part here, this is a veil, okay, and this is a fencing veil. So you kind of know, like all the people that you see, you know, in the Olympics when they're actually their sword play when they're fencing, they use a veil that looks very much like this. So this is kind of nice just because it gives you a little bit more headroom to turn your head. There are other round veils. I do own one. I just haven't used it yet. I kind of think that I like this style better. It just feels like there's a lot more of that screened material that is more protective. Other thing that I like about my suit, even though I spent a little bit more to get one that's very breathable, but they're still kind of heavy. So this is what I have. So as you can see here, this is what is called a mesh veil, or a mesh suit. So this actually has several layers of mesh in between this kind of, I think it'll focus here, this kind of honeycombish style material. So, and the reason behind that, so you've got this material sandwiched, and then you've got mesh in between it. The reason for that is that so it's thick enough in the mesh, so that way the little honeybee stinger can't penetrate that. Now, if you're, I've done this before, if you're doing what I did and you are inspecting a hive and you're holding that frame up to your face so you can kind of see, and you're kind of holding it in, you know, in an upright position, trying to hold it toward the sun, and your veil slides towards your face, they can still sting you through this. They can still sting you through this, so you have to be careful. These are very, I feel like they're very heavy duty. Sometimes it is just hard to breathe in there. So sometimes in my video I sound like I'm out of breath. That's because it's a little bit warm in these. So, and you've got lots of layers on. So you've got like a full you know, you got full jacket, full leggings. These are kind of nice. It has like little pockets for all of your hive tools, so you can keep your hive tools very close by. This is probably the most important part of this veil and this suit outfit right here, are these little bits of Velcro. So when you zip yourself up, you have to zip everything up, and then you're making sure that your Velcro is completely latched down. So that way, all the entrance points where the bees would be able to get in, most likely are not going to happen. It is still possible. They can still get in your suit. So it's an occupational hazard. It's going to happen at some point. I'm going to get stung. I've been stung before, but not by my bees yet. So knock on wood. These are my gloves. These gloves, generally you wear these up to your elbows. They just give you a lot of extra protection. This material here that you can see, this is kind of like a cotton material. This is generally what most of those suits are made out of. It's kind of thin, and the bees can still kind of sting through this. It's heavy. There's no breathability to it. So that's kind of why I thought, investing in one of these types of suits would be better. All of the yellow stuff that you see on there, that is from the bees. This is not honey. This is kind of what they call propolis. This is that sticky substance that they use, that they get to try to basically seal their hives up. They will seal their own hives up to keep them kind of waterproof, windproof, and they will use that sappy resin style material that they get from trees. So, and I have a lot of trees on my property right now that are, I mean, I've got several pine trees, so this is probably most likely, you know, pine resin. But the majority of this is actually from working with Roxy's bees. So when you hear, sometimes in the videos, you'll hear like that sticky sound. That's because I'm trying to maneuver the camera with the sticky stuff on my gloves. It's very hard. So that's why I'm trying to kind of switch over to these little blue gloves just to see if that doesn't help. So what I'm going to take out there with me today, so last time that Roxanne and I went out there, we did not see the queen. I think my camera just stopped, so we're going to try that again. So with me today, what I'm going to take out to the bee yard, I'm going to take a marking pen. This is a queen marking tool. So basically, if you're able to isolate your queen, you get her in there and you very carefully bring that little plunger close to the edge of the surface there, so it puts her in a better alignment. Then you're going to take your marking pen there and you're going to mark that little dot on top of her body. And yeah, so this is a queen marking tool. So the problem that Roxanne and I had when we were out in my hive last is we could not find the queen on either of the hives. So that could be a problem for me. Either I don't have a queen and I need to check that to see, make sure I don't have laying workers. That was a problem Roxanne had. Basically what happens when that occurs is you're going to have an overrun of drones, because worker bees, if there's not a queen to promote her pheromone, that will basically suppress other workers from laying eggs. If she's not present in the hive, then worker bees can lay eggs. They're not fertilized. They're not, and they can only lay drone eggs. So drones, again, are the male bees. Only thing that male bees do in a hive is eat honey and occasionally venture out to go and mate with other queens. So they don't really do anything in the hive except use up all the resources. That's not being sexist. That is just nature. That's what they do. So, and then this little thing, this is called a queen, kind of like a queen catcher. You get her in there and then you can kind of close it up, and then you can put her in your hive and let her set this way. So if you ever have like a swarm or something like that, and you need to get the swarm to move into a hive, you would basically use this little queen catcher. You find the queen, you put her in there very gently, you close it up very gently so she can't get out. I mean, she can't get out of that. So unless she's a virgin queen, hasn't been mated, and she's got a very tiny little thorax, there's no way she can get out of this. So that's what this little thing is. I don't think I need this. I was just grabbing it because it came with my little marking kit. So I'm going to take these out there with me today. I'm hoping that I don't need them. I hope I actually find my queen. She's supposed to be green. Each year that a queen is born, they have a different designated color that is associated with the year of their birth. So 4 is a green color. So 2024, she should be a green queen. So looking for my green queen in both hives. We'll see if I find them. I'm going to take, like I said, my smoker out there with me, and I'm going to just kind of smoke the bees a little bit because I do have to be a little bit thorough. I need to make sure that I've got a queen in my hive. If I don't, then if I can't find her, if I can't find the little green dot, I'm going to have to do a little bit more thorough search. I'm going to have to look for a queen. Basically, I'm just going to have to look for a bigger bee amongst all of the other bees. To see if maybe, kind of Roxanne's thought was that maybe her, and she kind of thought that her bees were also, she couldn't find her queens either. We're wondering if maybe the person that marked the bees, maybe they had an old marker and maybe the paint didn't stick, you know, as the bees are cleaning the queens, feeding her stuff, you know, maybe it bumped off her paint. Maybe they somehow wiped it off or cleaned it off, or I'm not sure. That's kind of a thought. So we're gonna see if that thought has any weight to it. So anyway, I'm gonna get this suit on. I'm gonna light up my smoker, put all my nice organic burning materials in there, and supposedly the burlap is supposed to give a really, really good thick smoke and very low heat, which is perfect. That's what we want. So gonna put all this fun stuff on and get out to the hive and see what I see. All right, let's test this out. Ooh, not bad. That's some pretty good smoke. Got to get that down to the burlap right now. I think I'm probably just at the paper level. There we go. That's some pretty good smoke. All right, we're gonna try this angle. I'm not sure how much you guys can see, but we're gonna try it. So as you either can or cannot see with this hive, they're pretty active right now. Smoke on. Smoker. Let's see if we went dead.
Yellow?
Oh.
Getting that one?
Not yet.
Which one have you been in?
I'm just starting.
I thought you only smoked them if you were like busy.
They're loud. Okay, it looks like they're still on the sugar water. So that's good. They still have some sugar. Shoot, I left the sugar in the house. Will you go grab that for me?
Is it like out or is it in?
It's on the counter. Can you grab the sugar for me? I'm going to need it before I close this up.
Yeah. I thought you were going.
Like right here shortly. I'm going to do my hive inspection and then I'm going to...
I think they have plenty. Where were you going to add sugar?
Onto the paper that's saturated with sugar water.
I will get you.
I don't think they need it. girl. Watch out. Don't hurt anybody. Don't squish anybody. Pollen caddy's looking good. Grab my hive tool. Handy dandy little J-hook hive tool. Alright, let's see what we got.
Both these are on the counter. Oh God, you give them so much food. Plus that thing inside there. That's what you give them in the wintertime.
No, honey, you have to give them food throughout the spring until the pollen is flowing. That is not sugar.
It's just starch.
You don't give them that.
Well, you're the one that let it out.
Okay.
Nothing on there. So they won't need food yet.
Looking for my queen. These frames are getting heavy. Good. We've got drawn comb on here. You can see lots of nectar. Oh, I got the queen. She's there. Found her. All done. Putting her right back. See if I can get a picture of this, since I know where she's at. Okay. Look for the green dot, y'all. We're going to be quick. Okay. See her? There's the queen. She's right there. Thank God. Okay, we're done with this inspection. I might just look at a couple other little frames, make sure she's doing okay with, now that I know she's on that frame. Might check some of these others just to check for brood and everything else, but this one's looking pretty good. So this is the hive that I just found the queen in. So I might trying to decide if I want to fix the entrance reducer, because right now it's very short or very small. Maybe when it's a little bit warmer I will. Anyway, this is their food storage right now. I just took out their feeders. I think I'm going to leave the sugar feeders out. You can see I was very, very, very wet. I'm probably going to just saturate that with some sugar so it'll soak it up, so I don't have wet boards in here. But they're doing really good on the sugar. These guys were just buzzing in here when I came in, so we've got a bee that's not happy. Go away. So yeah, they're getting a little peeved that I'm in their hive right now, so I'm going to hurry up and get this one closed up. Okay, well, we're going to try this hive now, see what we get. We're successful on the other one. I'm hoping we're going to be successful in this one too. Kind of like the burlap. It seems to be working pretty well. There. We're stuck on the frame. Frame is stuck. There we go. Alright. These girls, there's not as many bees in the sugar red now at the moment. So I mean, there's some, but there's not a lot. So let's see here. Let's pick out your number one. Still pretty full. Anybody in there? Oh yeah, there's girls in there. Okay, we'll be careful with them. Set them down nice. Feeder number two. Any girls in there? A few. Not a lot. Setting them down nicely. Alright, this one's got to come off. I'll shake the bees off if I can. Doesn't hurt them. See, you got some like hanging out on my clothes. Coming in, ladies. Anything on the bottom? A few on the bottom. Gotta be careful when you set it down. So I will do this. Well, squishing your buddy. Squishing them sets off that pheromone that we don't want to attack. So we don't want to squish or roll anybody. Be very careful. Very careful when I set it down. Nice and slow. Alright, the objective hopefully is to find the queen. Let me get my hive tool out here real quick. Not that one. I like my J-hook. These are nice because it helps you pick and pull up the frames. So we have a couple squished bees here from last time. That's unfortunate, but it happens. Get them out of the way so they don't cause any issues. Alright, gonna start at the side here. And just a little tiny bit of smoke. Just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna lift this up. Lift this one up. Okay. So, not really, they haven't done a whole lot on the outer frames yet. They're still working on them. So we'll just keep those in order. You gotta be careful because my queen was in a spot I really honestly wasn't expecting her. They're still eating on the pollen patty, as you can see. Well, let's just move this to the side. I'm sure she's not going to be on either of those frames over there. Woo, I'm getting warm. Starting to sweat. Starting to sweat, people. Getting hot in here. Ah. Alright. See what we got. Got some bees filling up the frames. I see lots of nectar going in here. Don't see a queen, so I'll bring this up so you can see what I'm seeing here. So, lots of, you see how it's golden and glistening? There's even in like right here, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see this, right through here. You You got some pollen. But this is what they're making. That's basically honey right there. That's nectar right at the moment. Till it dries out and they get it the right consistency, then it's honey. But right now it's nectar. And that could be from the simple syrup, the sugar feeders that we're giving them. Or it could be because maybe they are foraging and they're finding some good stuff out there. Alright, girls. I need to find the queen in here. No hiding her today, okay? I need to find her. Some good capped honey on this one too. Doing good here. No queen. Because this one doesn't really have any brood in it, so I would hope she wouldn't be on this one, but hey, you never know. She will lay eggs wherever she deems fit. The queen will lay eggs. So that's why sometimes you'll see people that will have an excluder over their brood, because it keeps the queen from laying eggs into your honey that you want to harvest. I do have a few. I don't need them yet because these bees are not producing that kind. Oh, but these are heavy. Ooh, heavy frames. Okay, they got some wonky comb at the bottom. That's kind of what I thought last time was a little peanut cell. No queen. A lot of capping. I might have to add. Oh shit. Oh, there's a queen. I'm not going to tip her out, but she is right here on top of this frame. Probably no way that you can see her, but she's here. I see her, she's good. Her girls are looking good. I'm gonna push her back down in there. Very, 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 very carefully. I know where she's at. No squishing of her. She was toward the top of this frame, so I have to be careful when I kind of slide these together. I just want to take a look at her brood. Just maybe one or two more frames. I just want to see how they're looking. Excuse me, darling. Get everybody down where I know they're at. Let's just get them down there. Get on down. More wonky comb. Girls. Okay. You're in a room. I'm actually, I think I'm gonna add a box. I think I need to. I mean, they haven't filled out the side boxes yet, so hard to say. It's got some propolis on it. Hey, good job, girls. You got the propolis going. Oh, and we got some weird comb being built on this one. All right. Let's see what we got. This was one of the old frames, so it should have. Oh, good. We've got some weird brood going here. More capped honey. And I see that they're starting to fill out the other frames on these. They're not quite there yet. You can see they're starting to build this out. They're building it out a little bit weird, but I mean, they're building it out. So nothing on that side yet, but they're getting there. All right, girls, everybody go back in. In you go. All right. Queen is in here. I'm gonna scooch these together very slowly. I don't want to squish any bees. I don't want to roll the queen. Seen a lot of waggle dances. Kind of cool. That is where the bees, basically the foragers, are telling the rest of the bees where all the good honey is. Move this back over. So they've eaten quite a bit of that pollen patty. That's awesome. I can see that they're getting lots of nutrition. Okay. Ooh, this is the one with my queen. I gotta be very careful with this. Just gonna go very, very, very slow. Closing this one up. I don't want to squish anybody. I want to, but I kind of need to get the frames to squish together. Okay. Same. I'm just going to move these two, I think, together at the same time. Because I know she's on that back side of the middle one here, so she's good. I'm still being careful not to squish any of my other girls, though. I need them. Okay. Now I should have enough room to put that one back in. I really haven't built this one out yet, but they will. Getting very close to needing to put on a second box for this one. So, but just not yet. Not there yet. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna leave them alone. Pollen patty's in a good spot where they can still get to the sugar. On the top of the box, so it's the time to set this down, except for my fingers. Okay, we're gonna close that up. You don't need to be open. Okay, let's check, make sure that the spacing is good, no air gaps, we're good there. Get my feeder box back on top. Square this up. No gaps, no holes. There we go. Okay. You know, you're doing super good in here. Trying to decide. I'll probably just put this back in. Got bees in that one. Is there anything in this? Tiny bit. Tiny bit. We'll let them finish this one off. Let's see here. I'll make it as flat as possible so it doesn't drain down into the hive in a weird way. Alright. Nobody's on the top, so good time to get this in. No squishing of bees. Okay. And again, I'm going to take one last look, make sure my hive is squared up and true. There's no holes, there's no gaps. It can happen when you put your boxes on. You know, you bump something or think you're being gentle and squish it out. Okay. And they did not need any more sugar, so these guys are good. Oh, so I'm warm. Yep, I'm warm. And I already gave them water, so we're good there. Okay, so that was a pretty good hive inspection. I just kind of reviewed some of the video. Sorry, the second half of the video is just going to be blurry. It's not focusing right. So, so we're just going to have to keep working on better video skills for me, and making sure that you guys can kind of come along and look into the hives and peek in there with me, because I know a lot of people are curious and enjoy that. So yep, did find both my queens doing good there. I didn't have to mark anybody, and basically just checking for their resources, checking what kind of food they have, again, making sure they're good. I should be hopefully good for another 2 weeks. I shouldn't have to go into that hive and do anything. I'm still debating. I might have to run back out there tonight, and I may still have to put on a couple additional boxes. I know that they're starting to fill out their hive. It's not completely full yet. I would say probably they still have 2 frames respectively on each side of what we did when we, sorry, it's my wind chimes. They still have 2 frames on each side basically when we put them in with the nucleus. So all 5 of those frames, they still don't have all of their frames filled out. I am seeing some capped honey and things like that, so I don't want them to run out of room. The queen will slow down her laying if she doesn't have enough spaces to lay her eggs in, so I might have to put another box in there. I might have to move some things around, might have to move that capped honey up, because she doesn't have any brood in that honey. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out. I might check in with my friend and see if she's put on a couple boxes yet to give them more room for egg laying and for just general hive management. So I'm thinking I might still have to do that, or maybe the next couple days I might have to go out and take off the feeder box and add another box with additional frames. So we'd be looking at, I have 2 different types with my Langstroth hives. I've got the 8 frame and the 10 frame. The 10 frame is the one that you guys saw the queen in. The 8 frame is the one where the video is a little bit out of focus on that one. So again, sorry about that. We're working on that to get better video footage for you guys. Maybe a different tripod or something like that I can move around, that I don't have to worry about trying to put it on a shelf or something like that to try to keep things in focus. So but yeah, that was it. I think it was a pretty successful hive inspection. Saw both my queens. Would like to see more brood, but like again I said, maybe she's feeling cramped for space. So probably I'm thinking I'll probably have to put my suit back on. I'll probably have to put my suit back on and go out there and put a couple additional boxes on each of the hives, so that way they have room to grow. So, but that's it for now. Maybe in a couple more weeks we'll do another video, next hive inspection. Probably have to check to see when I'm going to have to do my first vaporization. That's where you're doing a treatment for varroa mites. So that's just to keep all of the pests that can affect bees. You're trying to keep all of that at bay. You're trying to keep a very happy and healthy hive. So I have to check to kind of my schedules and see when I should be doing that. It might be a little bit early in the season yet. So, but that's it for this inspection. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time.